Yes. Back again. Motown Philly back again with a little East Coast swang. Coffee break with JN going off. Not too hard, not too soft. Well, hello. That's right, baby bubbas. Well, hello. We're back in effect. Welcome back, all and sundry, to Coffee Break with JN. Well, hello. Hello, you guys. A lot going on. Let's clear the boards. Um, I don't even know where to start. There's so much going on. Let's see what I got on my desk. All right. Let's start off. Let's start off. Oh, Nakota says Duke just got a Just Do Coffee mug. Thank you. A plug for our sponsor, Just Do Coffee. You know my man Reggie Byers out in these streets. Reggie Byers doing a good work. Uh, uh, the first, yes, the first sponsor of Coffee Break with JN. Because you know I'm worldwide. My man Gio said in one of my Facebook posts, Mr. Worldwide. I'll take that. What up, Steven? Steven says you could be at the bank tonight, but you here. Come on, bro. You know what tonight's um, topic is, and I talked to Amani earlier today. Sacrifice. And today, this is the greatest way to start this. We'll talk about sacrifice because I am not there, and I am not over there. I'm right here, and you're here with me. Because you know what, we came together for group. We are here for group. I knew what you meant. I know the birds are playing. Go birds. But you know, in life, you must make decisions. And rooting for my local sports team is always a plus. But you know what? I got stuffs to do. So thank you so much. Yo, the chat is jumping. I see a lot of superstars in here. Let's do a sound off. Roll call. Roll call. Who's here? I see early in the chat, the pregame. What up, Suze? Suze, we have to do a Suze pose now. Good to see you. I see Dakota. What up, what up, what up? I say Ronaldo. What up, Ronaldo? Ronaldo showed a lot of love in Baltimore. We had big fun in Baltimore. Ronaldo was a big part of that. We're going to talk about that and so much more. Ronaldo is the sticker, the sticker genie, hooking everybody up with stickers. That's right. Nakota says, Ronaldo, the stuff you made for Baltimore was awesome. Ronaldo came through. He blessed the JNN. You know the JNN, the Jamar Nicholas Network. He came through lovely, hooked us all up with stickers. I still have it unpacked. So I would show off the stuff on camera, but it's not. I don't have it out yet. But yeah, so good. And Ronaldo, this might be our first thing of the night. You guys, let's do a business card exchange in the chat, because I see a lot of new faces in here. If you have a duck decoy business, you have an Etsy shop, you got a Substack, you got a Blue Sky, I don't care. Put it in the chat so people can come and see what you do. Let's do that. Who else do I see? I see Ronaldo. I see Matt Warengo. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you back in effect. Who else do I see? I see, Notorious, Rios. Good to see the Dean's family at Baltimore. You guys were talking in the chat. I see a lot of Guitar Hero in here. Who else is here? I saw Chris Eliopoulos is here. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Had fun with you on Pencil to Pencil last night. I see Duke. Yo, Joe. Pork chop sandwiches. What's going on? I see you. Who else is in here? There's a lot of lurkers if I just see the same 5 people. I see Steven. What up, my brother? It's good to see you, man. Bro, I missed you with Baltimore. What happened? What happened? What happened? Tell him, Suze. Welcome to Tabernacle. Come in. All are welcome. All welcome. It's my Zelda Rubinstein for the night. Welcome to Tabernacle. Come in, brothers and sisters, and get your parking tickets validated. You know what we do with the rec center. Duke says, I did. I'm Team Coffee with my Just Do Coffee mug tonight. Is the quality up there? That's right. We're going to have big fun with the Wretched for coffee break. Yo, James, I see you. What up, James? Good to see you. James is always a stalwart penciler. He comes through for almost every pencil to pencil. He's a caffeine to good standing. Always represents up here for the JN and Jamar Nicholas Network band of channels. That's right. Let's see who else I see. Yo, Marshall, what up, Marshall? What's going on, my man? I see you. I see Jamal, part of the Tiamat of Jamals. That's right. Let's do it. The Jamal and Jamars. I should make the chat do it. What are the 5 Jamals of Doom? Jamar Nicholas, Jamal Igle, L. Jamal Walton, Jamal Campbell, Jamal Flores. And I've never met Jamal Campbell, but we'll put him in there anyway. What's up, my man? Chris says he's working while hanging out. Thanks for the company. Yes, this is what we do. This is the Creatives Coffee Break. I will stop what I'm doing because I'm about to ruin the rhythm and the style you should. While you work, that's right. You know what, Chris, since you've been around for a while, but you've been lurking for even longer. Once in a while people will say things like, are you really drinking coffee at 9 at night? Yes. That's what's happening. Let's give a shout out to Saito-san, rest in peace. Goku 13, master of snipe. We're not but classy individuals here. We know our history. We know our comics history because we're expert cartoonists. I tell you guys that every week on Pencil to Pencil. I make it up. Check the stats. Check the Wikipedia. We've been in this piece. All right. Yo, it may be September, but it's always July when Julian Lytle's in the building. Hey, Jamar, missed you at BCC. Were you there? Man, I felt like I missed so many people at Baltimore. It was wild. Like, I saw people doing reports. I'm like, Afua was there? Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those things. Like, I had no idea. And it's not like the show was any bigger than it usually was. But I feel like everybody was busy. Yo, I see Adam in the building. Yo, Reed Punk Taco. Shout out to Adam and the fam. Got to see him for a minute, chop it up. It's fantastic. Good to see you. I'm glad that the team is home. I'm doing great, Marshall. How are you, bro? It's good to see you. Steven says, I was running hard on Friday, pause. But you were not there that day. That's right. Saturday and Sunday, I believe. I'm already plotting Baltimore 2024, so this never occurs again. Yeah, as a lot of the caffeines know, I was at the Rubens Awards earlier in the week. So I was in Jersey City, New Jersey for the Rubin Awards conference and award ceremony. As a lot of you may know, that I am a new board member in the National Cartoonist Society. I'm going to show you my pedigree real quick. And I got a lot of love at Baltimore because after the Rubens, I came pause almost directly to Baltimore. I had to take a minute. I had to stop and keep going. But I am the new, somebody tell him in the chat, the new 3rd vice president of the National Cartoonist Society. It's big, y'all. Pause. Yeah, put a stamp on it. This is like my, it's morphin' time coin. I put this into the scouter. I turned into pterodactyl, a pterodactyl. Duke says it's a very good mug. It's a good size, boss, and both dishwasher and microwave safe. I couldn't be happier. So yeah, you guys go and represent our sponsor, Reggie Byers. Just Do Coffee. I love what he's doing. Keep it going. That's right. I'm a coffee believer. Also, I can't get my heat right. Yo, I call Shogun. How are you supposed to go to sleep if you don't have your bedtime coffee? Yes, thank you. I call Shogun understands the assignment. As you know, as people with undiagnosed ADHD, this coffee kind of like settles me down. It doesn't wire me up. It does the opposite. Dakota says, I don't know if I ever heard anyone out here comment on late night coffee. You know, once in a while, like there's some people who kind of show up out of the woodwork, or some like kind of like friends of Jamar who like, how long have we been doing this, JRD? 4 years? I've been doing coffee break. And somebody will like wander onto this, like, you do a podcast? Like, and I get that the algorithms are screwy, but even if we're friends on Facebook, you see this stuff, right? How do you not see all of this for 4 years, and then you're surprised? So then they stumble onto the thing, and they're like, "Wait, what's in them? Are you really? That's got to be like juice or something. You're not drinking coffee." Yes, it's coffee. Is it spiked with brandy? It's just coffee. Let's just do coffee. That's right. Tell them, Suze. No decaf up in this Mickey Ficky, this Major Falcon. this Humpty Dumpty. You know what to do. Good to see you, July. Hey, Mama Carla. Yo, first sip of the night for the matron saint of coffee break with JN, Mama Carla. Guys, get your sippers up. Mama Carla, how are you? It's good to see you. What's new with you? Oh, thank you so much. Congrats, Brother Creative. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got nothing but love for the past week. It's felt really good. I felt like, I don't know. I felt like I arrived at something, if that makes sense. And like I said, you've seen the output just on the videos has been 4 or 5 years of me just doing stuff with, in public in this way. Before that, I'm trying to think all the stuff I've done before the Patreon, before It Ain't Hard to Tell, before Coffee Break, before Thank You for Having Me with Jamar Nicholas, before Pencil to Pencil. We did Pencil to Pencil as an audio podcast. Before that, your crusty critic doing columns in Draw Magazine. And before that, I was doing interviews in Draw Magazine. And before that, we're doing Comic Book Diner, y'all, with my man, John Gallagher. Shout out to Max Meow, my man, Rich Faber, Real Boy Red, Buzz Boy. Come on. So it's a little shocking for somebody to be like, oh, you do stuff? Come on. Yo, what up, Jeff? It's good to see you, my brother. Shout out to you. That's right. That's correct. The National Cartoonist Society. Yes, that one. The one with like, yeah, that one. I love it. The JNN calls for aid in the caffeine's well. I'm so. That's right. You know what to do. Tell them. That's right. Representing my De La shirt. Stakes is high. You know what it is. Stakes is always high. But what? JRD just says, I believe February will begin 5 years of Coffee Break with Jay, and I believe you. I believe you. Um, that's right. Renella says Gallagher's such a nice guy. Y'all got like cartoonist society jokes in here. I see you. I've heard all the sandwich jokes. Come on. The Reuben Awards have been around for 70 something odd years, 77 years. Come on, you guys. Everybody's like everybody's dual wielding. They're watching the Eagles game and watching Coffee Break. Well, I'm glad you're here. So yeah, so speaking of uh the Rubens, and it was funny. I talked to a great comic book artist friend of mine at Baltimore. This has been a long weekend, you guys. I've been on the road. This begins the new era of me touring, and he was like, "Yo, what's everybody talking about?" I was like, "Oh, they're talking about the NCS thing," and they're like, "What's that?" And I was just like, "Huh?" It kind of threw me for a loop because I'm not trying to be new and act like because I'm in it that something like everybody's supposed to know about it. But this society has been around since the 40s, and if you've ever seen these old pictures of like Milt Kniff and like you know Dick Brown and all these people in tuxedos like drawing giant boards their characters, like, yeah, that's the NCS, and it's there's a really long lineage of cartoonists from that, and I'm very excited to say that now I'm on the board, and we're trying to change a lot of things and kind of like pave a lot of potholes in that road, and it's a new day. It's like the end of Transformers the movie, till all are one. You know what I'm saying? I am bringing aboard an era of peace and prosperity. um, so with that, it's just like being in the space is all love, and I've been in this very interesting space where I've kind of traversed all of these different worlds at the same time. um, and one of the pictures I put up here from Reuben Week, the Reuben Week, was like me hanging out with my man Jim Davis. Yeah, that's him. Yo, isn't that wild? So it's like one of those things where I'm just at the thing, right? I'm drinking a coffee, and I think I just checked in, and like I almost bumped into Jim Davis, like, oh, excuse me, Jim Davis. He was like, oh, no problem. Later on, I just got the news of me being onboarded onto the new board happened. Everybody there knows what it is because it's a real thing, and they're like, hey, Jamar, we're so happy you're here. This is fantastic. In this picture, this is like a day or so into the conference, and I'm sitting in this little bay next to the elevator, and Jim Davis walks off the elevator and goes, oh, hey, Jamar, and he sits down, and we start having a conversation about studio stuff, like do you have a Cintiq or an iPad? Oh, I have a Cintiq, and it's crazy. It is what it is. It is what it is. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, we all wrote our own name tags. So somebody asked me on one of my things on Facebook, who drew your picture on your name tag? Like, I did. And maybe that comes up again. Like, I think sometimes people forget I'm a cartoonist. It's weird. Nakota says, y'all talk of Baltimore so much, it's almost making me go. Yeah, yeah, you should go. Fine. I'll get on a plane next year. Almost. I mean, it's a thing, and I know, I'm never going to say you shouldn't go do things because I'm sure you go and do things all the time. But, Baltimore's special. That's just like the same way people make treks to San Diego Comic Con every year from all over the world. People go to Heroes. Baltimore, I think, is worth your airplane ticket. You know what I'm saying? And Baltimore's never going to come to Seattle. Seattle has their own thing. ECCC, but it's not Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, I'm hoping at one point to be out at Emerald City. I'd love to go. That's right. Tell him, Ronaldo. You must come. Pause, Dakota. That's right, Jeff. Muncie native, Jim Davis. It was funny because I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I was just in Muncie," and he was like, "Get out of here." That's really cool. Yeah, thank you guys. Um, no, we didn't talk about cats. So here's something interesting about all this stuff, because me as being your humble representative, I come back to you with news from across the plains, and I remember having really old conversations with people about when we were like starting to slowly make our way into this business, and I'll just like hit the rewind button and say this is the year 2000 of our Al Gore's internet. It's 2000. I'm at San Diego Comic Con and I'm wearing a suit. I wore a suit. I don't know why. No, it wasn't a whole suit because it was hot. Like I wore like the vest, shirt, pants thing, and and I didn't have a table or whatever. I was on recon, and I'm hanging out with a bunch of people, like my man Attaboy, who is the co-founder of High Fructose magazine, one of the best lowbrow art magazines in the world. You see it on your newsstands. Yes, that High Fructose. We wasn't doing High Fructose yet, but we were in that water, y'all. And people walking around like dressed up like, like cheetahs and stuff. And I'm like wearing a suit. And somebody was like, "Yo, JM, why so serious?" I'm like, "Yo, this is business. This is 2000, y'all." And so like, I kind of knew some people then because I'm always networking and whatever. And somebody was like, "Yo, come meet my man. He does this and the other. We're real good friends." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's go meet this guy." So we go over to the thing, and my buddy was like fanboy. He's like, "Oh my god, it's so cool, yo, man. That thing you did is so dope." And the guy was like, "Yo, thank you, dog." And then I was just kind of like, "Wait a minute. I don't think." And I had to have this conversation with him afterward. I don't know. I'm trying to be serious tonight. I think everybody's misconstruing what I'm doing here. I was wearing a suit. No, I was wearing the vest and the pants and a shirt, and I didn't have the jacket on, so it wasn't a short sleeve suit. I don't know what that means. And I said very matter of factly, I said, "I think it's really important that when you're like talking to these people that you at least appear to be in the same space with them." I'm not talking to. I think when somebody like taps you on the shoulder, you turn around and they immediately figure out, are you a fan or are you in the business? And if you're a fan, that's cool. I'll shake your hand, and you keep it moving. But if you're in a business, you get treated a different way and the conversation goes a different way. And I was talking to my man about that in 2000. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just to be in that space at the Rubens. It was my first one. I was really excited to go. I wasn't like, oh my God, it's so and so. Oh my God, it's so and so. I'm like, cool. Hey man, it's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work. And they catch the vibe too. I didn't like sneak in, or somebody didn't open up the back door. I didn't put on like, one of the server suit and sneak into the kitchen and act like I'm supposed to be there. I'm there. I'm part of this. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. Philip Jean Pierre, how are you, man? You know what? I've been waiting to talk to you, bro. I got to get to your shop. Let's make that happen. You were there? See, I didn't. There's so many people there. I had no idea. I'm glad you're here tonight. Shout out to Mega Brain Comics. I got that right? All right, you guys, come on. So so again, to kind of be in that space or when any space is kind of like it's not even like act like you've been here. It's just like, are you there or are you not there? And when I talked to Amani earlier today, he said, "Yo, what's the vibe tonight?" I was like, "Sacrifice is the vibe." And he was like, "Yo, let's go." So the sacrifice part is that I've I ordered this T-shirt because it comes up once in a while, and I actually found a shirt. I'm gonna probably wear it a coffee break next time. It says "Overnight Success" on this shirt, and I think that's really funny because I'm very thankful for where things are, and things are picking up. People see me at the thing. Hey, JN, all the love. Let's take a flick. I love it. Like great. Same old. I'm the same cat from 1999. But at Baltimore, at the our live It Ain't Hard to Tell, shout out to the caffeines that were there. Somebody asked a really interesting question about how do you like find time to do your art? And and that question is it's a very good question. And you guys who were there can probably tell me what I said, but I'm kind of embellishing. And really, what that comes down to is that if you keep putting things in front of your art or your calling or your mountain to climb or whatever, it's just more resistance to make you not want to do it. So the more you strip away those things, the easier it is to do what you're supposed to be doing or answering that call. So that said, and I've said this a million times, every time somebody starts talking about like Ahsoka, I'm sure it's fantastic. I have not watched it. I have not watched a lot of television, and not that I'm better than anybody or anything. I just haven't watched it because I'm working. That's it. That's it. That's a sacrifice. And especially to be in a business of pop culture where you're doing stuff that people enjoy, they kind of, and rightly so, expect you to share in that with them. And I would love to. I see stuff. I don't see a lot of stuff, but that's part of the sacrifice. Some things you just can't get to make sure you hit your goals. I hope we can talk about that. Thank you, Ronaldo. I thought you both answered it perfectly. It's about choosing. Yes. I'm sorry, my man. Well, I'm glad you're here. Appreciate that. Let's talk anyway. Matt says Sam Raimi always wears a tie on set when he's shooting a movie out of respect for his crew. I said this in a couple of ways before, and it sounds really, really goofy. I even brought this up on Pencil to Pencil. We started talking about licensing, right? And there's a whole other industry of licensing. Like the licensing show is a thing. And Toy Fair used to be a thing. I don't know if it's such a thing. And the thing about licensing show is say you have a thing that you want to get on lunch boxes or bed sheets or whatever. 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to licensing show and getting a booth just like Comic-Con. And those trade shows are generally closed to the public. And the people that are walking around are like suits from these companies that are looking for new properties to get the license of so they can make stuff. Right. So last night on Pencil to Pencil, I said, just to put it out there, the price of entry for this stuff is crazy. So, like, if you think, putting together $500 for a table at the comic book convention is highway robbery, licensing show is probably north of $5,000 to get a table. And somebody might go, "What?" Yeah, and I mean, it costs what it costs. What do the kids say? It is what it is. That's the cost of doing business, the price of doing business. And when you get to the point where you're like, you know what, this is the year, I'm biting a bullet, I'm going to save my things, and I'm going to push all these chips in, and I'm going to licensing show. Fantastic. Now you're here. We can have that conversation. And that's all mental. I mean, it's obviously financial in a lot of ways, but that's a sacrifice thing. If this is what you want to do, you have to figure out how to do it, or you don't do it. And either of them are valid. So, one thing that I try to push against, and I try to stay out of a lot of these conversations when when people kind of gripe about how much things cost, is that, like, when you're ready to do them, you'll do it. If you don't think you'll do it, you won't do it. There's somebody's famous quote where it's just basically about that. Either you do it or you don't do it. You're right. That's not the quote, but you know what I'm saying. Chris says, let's go to this. Chris says, someone today saw my art and said I was talented. I told them there are many talented people. The difference is I kept working at it and sacrificed a lot to make it. That's the only difference. I wish I had my bell. I'd hit it right now. Pause. Yo, what up, D? D Fish, good to see you. D says, I feel that's so hard. Pause. Friends always tell them I need to watch every streaming show out there all the time, and I just can't give up that much time. You just, you can't. You can, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all make choices. Nakota says, I basically ignore my family every night to write. My child doesn't even know he has a mother. I'm only kind of kidding. And and it's again, depending on the company you keep, the people you surround yourself with, and I've said this a million times. People have said this a million times. One of the best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up. If you if you spend a lot of your time around people who are just going to, like, keep you down, not hold you down, as they say in the streets, keep you down, it's going to keep you down, right? And if you surround yourself with people that are going to maybe be in the industry you want to be already doing things you want to do, or good, clean, positive sources of energy for you, it's only going to make you better, And I've said this a thousand, I keep saying I've said this a million times. I tip the bucket to anybody that can do anything. Everything is complicated. It is. Getting out of bed is complicated. And the sacrifice could just start there. It's like, are you going to get up and make a good decision today? What is it that the kids say? Today he chose violence. It's all choices, you guys. It really is. And I want, when all this stuff is over, for at least you to look back and go, well, hey, JM, he tried to give me that good word. I came to group, I came to tabernacle for that good word, and I got it from him. Tell him, Ronaldo, it's easy to talk about drawing. You just must do it. I love it. Hey, Dom, what up, Dom? Good to see you, Dom. Dom says, if I gave up time to watch stuff, I make up the time and don't sleep. I can't keep that up when I'm older, though. Yo, facts. Ronaldo says, my mantra lately has been talk less, do more. Yo, facts. Oh, JRD and Chris are having a conference. You make the right choices regarding family work. I know some who have it. Yeah, Chris says, it's a hard balancing act, but on one of my first days with my wife, I actually ended it early to get some work done. But I took her out the next time. It's a balance. It is a balance. And some people, the balance doesn't work. And, but you didn't hear me say sacrifice things to the detriment of other things. Like, whatever your situation is, you got to make that situation work. Uh, you can't ever come out here and say, yo, Jamar told me to, yo, I'm not, I'm not a doctor, but it's just like, if you see me moving, and when I told you guys this, tell them, GRD, I told you guys this 3 years ago. I said, I don't ever want to see anybody using wow emojis on anything I do, because this is what we're doing. Don't be surprised. And that's not, I'm not being vain. It's just, it is what it is. No wow emojis in 2020 or whatever I said. Don't be shocked. This is what we do. Tell him, July. The only reason I see as much as I do because I'm also a TV and film critic. Yes, you are. Sip of coffee for July. Hold on. Get your sippers up. You guys got me monologuing. Thank you. Hold on. When I cut you off, now I can't find the thing again. Hold on. You were saying something really good too. Now I got to go back. Okay. The only reason I see as much as I do is because I'm also a TV and film critic. It's work for me, yes, and I got voting to do and publicists to deal with. Yep, 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 yep. I call says, hang on, are you guys saying you got to show up to get better at something? Yes. That's so great. Let's see. Dakota says, one thing I do is coordinate work in such a way that I can buy myself some free time while I'm at work to work on editing. My employer probably wouldn't care for that, but oh, thank you, Carla. I just want to. I want to be an inspiration for people. I really do. No more wow emojis, James. Balance, Charity says, balance is a lifelong struggle for me, as you know, JN. I started drawing again to try and deal with the depression, and it helped me to get where I am today, but that darkness is its own struggle. Yeah, everybody's got stuff. I mean, it really is, it's a real thing. And, like, I just feel like being with like-minded people, coming to Coffee Break with JN. I know there's a lot of people watch Pencil to Pencil that could care less about Coffee Break. It stings a little bit, but I get it. But this is where the rubber meets the road right here, and I always enjoy having these conversations with you guys. All right, you guys, this might be a good time for an ID. What do you think? And then we're going to do that Sue's pose. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ronaldo says Baltimore felt even more like a fan reunion this year. Yes. So before that, let's maybe do a plug for, Bodega Voltron. My man Mike Hawthorne. Yes, that Mike Hawthorne. I can't say Hawthorne. Batman artist Mike Hawthorne. Deadpool longest running Deadpool artist Mike Hawthorne. My best hermano. You saw us in the streets. You saw us. We formed Bodega Voltron and ran into the supervillain at Baltimore Comic Con. Be careful out there. Danger can happen. It's always good to see Mike Hawthorne. Oh, you see Ronaldo? I'm representing that JNN sticker. I put it right on my shirt. That looks so official. So official. And as always, we celebrate friendship and kinship and all those good positive things that almost everybody should have in their lives. Yes. D Fish, how come you don't come to Coffee Break more often? Come on, that's a sacrifice. You should sacrifice whatever you're doing on Thursday nights, unless it's like, you know, super serious. And you come to group. You guys know what group is. You come to Tabernacle. Let's do a shout out to Tabernacle. And guys, let's mix this up a little bit. I'm gonna go do break, but Sue's coined this term. When we're at Tabernacle, where JN gives you that good word before you go back out into that dark night. You usually need to come to Tabernacle with something to sip on and some tabernacles. So chat, tell me what you're sipping on or what you're eating while you're watching Coffee Break with JN tonight, and then I'm going to get ready for an ID. Dom says it ain't hard to tell. Led me to pencil in here. Yes. Shout out to the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network. D says, I'm usually working on pages, discording with the writer on Thursday nights. I do not get Discord. I really don't. I've tried. It reminds me of AOL Instant Messenger with way too many buttons on it. Yo, E, shout out to E. What's up, E? E, water, sipping on that water. And as we know here in Philadelphia, you have to be on team hose taste. If Ronaldo had a hose taste. Or team water. Shout out to team water. Water and a handful of peanut M&Ms. I like it. Ronaldo got the cherry fruit pie. Is that a hand pie? Or is that a hostess joint? Or like, what kind of cherry fruit pie is that? Duke is representing Team Coffee. Got a mocha in my cup. Nice. JRD says, I had a small coffee for the evening, now peppermint tea, plus strawberries. You know, a handful of fruit goes a long way. That's great. Carla says, mushroom tea and poppycock cashews. Oh, oh, wait, hold on. Poppycock, that's like fiddle faddle, right? Or moose munch. I think we're in a trend here. All right, cool. Anybody else want to share? Yo, what up, Kidlet? Shout out to Kidlet. Kidlet was the MVP of Baltimore. Good to see you. Ronaldo says it's a hostess style fruit pie, but generic. Yeah, I know what you mean. They come in like a little box. Boulder Dash. I love it. Wait, Boulder Dash is that video game in the board game. Oh yeah, like much. D Fish, you gotta come to coffee break hungry. You need some tabersnackles. Anybody else want to share what they're sipping or snacking on? Wait, who's doing the dishes? I just saw that. Yo, Mladen, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Don't electrocute yourself. Oh man, that's the shot right there. Jeff, milk and cookies. That's that Bernie Mac skit. Milk, getting cookies. Oh, good night, bro. We are all 12 years old. Oh, James got the Milanos, strawberry chocolate. I love it. Yes, thank you for the recording, Kidlet. It was great. All right, you guys, let's do an ID. Crab legs, yo, you speaking my language. One of my favorite. See, I can't stop running my mouth. This might go a little long. Pause. Does anybody? Next thing we'll do is, does anybody have? Chris, the Sally, just water. You gotta hydrate, bro. I'm here for team water. Does anybody have a birthday tradition food? Like, say, Chris, it's your birthday, and your wife makes you something. What is that something? Or you always go to like Longhorn, or you got to go to IHOP and get a stack of pancakes because that's what you did when you were 8, and you have to repeat that every birthday. Kind of like Walter White, his wife put his birth date. He put his birth, whatever, how old he was, his age, in bacon strips on his pancakes. All right, so your priorities in order, Kidlet. Have a good night. Dakota says, we get a thing of fancy coffee. D says, I always want to go to Pizza Hut and have a meat lover's pair pizza because childhood. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I'm looking for. Yo, Pi Day. My birthday is 3/14. That's why we get along, Ronaldo. Pisces power. I'm 3/18. So I get cake and a pie. Cake for my birthday and a pie for Pi Day. We get older. El Jamal, what up, brother? It's good to see you. Dom says it's usually seafood for my birthday. Yeah. You know what my thing is? I love crab legs on my birthday. I may not eat crab legs the entire year until my birthday. Carla says fried fish and cheese grits. Yo, that sounds delicious. El Jamal getting a lot of love in the chat. All right, you guys, let's do this ID. I'm going to rub up against the end of the show soon, so let's do that. This was a good show, guys. The time just flew by, didn't it? All right, you guys, you ready? Let's do it. I'm not ready. Let's do it. You're watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. I do this for you, caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines, friends and regulars. A Coffee Break with JN. You know your name. You know the routine. You know the steez. What happens here? You get to watch cartoonists. That's right, I'm a cartoonist too. You may have forgotten. Jamar Nicholas, drink his coffee and run his mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, this one's for Trey. I can't. It's over there. Video over. But we're not there yet. We have more to go. Some people may not know that I go by many names. I go by many names, y'all. I like sometimes when the chat shouts some of them out. Yeah. One of my favorites is shout out to Bill O'Donnell and Stone Cold Steve Conley and America's Tom Zoller for hooking me up with a fantastic sketch. I don't have it. I still haven't unpacked. Of Jean-Luc Picard, the captain of this starship. There are 4 Johns. That's still one of my favorites. John Cena. That's right. You can't see me. Captain Scholastic. Well, hello. And your internet best friend. Well, hello. Yo, isn't it great? Oh, and you know what? We could go on. Oh, dude, I got to go back to the D20 game, and I have to refresh that list because I have more. I like Johnny 5. Johnny 5, Johnny 5. How do you feel? I feel alive. Yes. Yes. All right, that's enough. That's enough I do. And then we got to do the Sue's pose, y'all. We're running out of time. The chat is jumping. Guys, I want to say thank you so much to all of the caffeines who are watching tonight. We have a full house. The numbers are almost pencil to pencil level. That means you like me. You really like me. Yo, Big Red's in the building. What up, Big Joe? It's good to see you. Big Joe's always coming through representing. I don't have my whoopie pie mug. I should have brought that on. But let's give a sipper for my man Big Joe. You know Big Joe in the streets. One of the one of my greatest buddies. Sip of coffee. Hello, how are you, my man? I saw that. He just came in like took a nap. Nakota says we're kind of obnoxious people who eat whenever. We're kind of obnoxious people who eat what people consider special meals whenever throughout the year because we can. So we don't. Let me try that again. We're kind of obnoxious people who eat what people consider special meals whenever throughout the year because we can, so we don't have birthday meals food. Gotcha. All right. I got it. That's great. Oh, that's right. Joe's checked in for the Sue's post. Sue's, you have to check in. Sue's, are you still with us? If Sue's left, I may not do the Sue's post. Sue's, where are you? Oh, Jared, yeah, I missed your thing. The sugars make splurges difficult, but I usually try to get something Asian. Japasha, Japchae, bulgogi, or stir-fried vegetables. But since my wife's birthday is the day before mine, we're usually having uh, what's LO of her meal? Limited orders? What is that? What does LO mean? You guys are quoting my cousin Vinny in the chat. What is happening here? And good to see you, El Jamal. All right, I don't know where Suze is, but I'm going in. if I if I have an episode that didn't make any sense. Leftovers. Okay, I got you. All right, you guys, it's time for the Suze pose. If Suze had to roll out, we'll do it in her honor. All right, guys, get your elbows ready. We're about to pay tribute to Suze. I gotta make sure all my graphics are together. I put my hand upon your chip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. Suze pose. That was a good one, you guys. And some of the caffeines got my new Suze pose stickers. Oh, I didn't even see him. He's very vain like his dad. Like his skin parents. That's right. I did give Bradtree one of those stickers. I sure did. You know what he said when I gave him the sticker? What? Three guesses. He said, "Thank you." You guys, I can't do this by myself. I can't. I can't get on this platform every week, every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST. The Act Nicholas one, the greatest man alive. Oh yeah, and just talk to myself without having anybody to respond to, because I'm playing off of your energy. When the family's home, when the caffeines are home, we have a great episode, right? When y'all ain't here, it's not so great. So I'm vibing off of your energy. So when everybody's excited and we're talking with each other and we're trading information, it makes it great. I am but a vessel, and like I said, I can't do this without you. I would be remiss if I did not tell you that there are other things. If you love what you see here, if you like, tell them, JRD, my smiling angelic countenance, my matinee idol good looks, and lantern jaw, you might really like my Patreon. What do you think? That's right. For the price of a dirty hot dog, I mean, a dirty water hot dog, not just a dirty hot dog. You could become a patron of mine today. Why don't you? What are you waiting for? Get on the bus, Gus. And also, just to let you know, that sometimes people are like, "Yo, what is this coffee thing? You say you do it, I can't find it. I went to your channel, there's nothing there. You got to go to the Pencil to Pencil channel." Um, One of the very strong bonds I have with the Pencil to Pencil channel is like I want to just keep pushing our numbers up, and why not do coffee break on Pencil to Pencil? I have my own YouTube channel. There's like 3 videos on it, but this is where I hang my hat, right? I can't do this stuff without you. Nakota, your laptop gave up the ghost. I just saw somebody on Facebook today was like, "Oh I just came back from a world tour and my computer broke." We were so close. I thought I'd get through this without a mouse dropping. We're so close, you guys. And also, what I love about this thing is that we're going to come up with something interesting for the show. It's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. After 4 something years of this, we've never repeated anything, and we always have something interesting to talk about. So before we get out of here, I may ask the chat, because there's a lot of lurkers here, and I may ask the lurkers to uncloak just for a minute and tell me, how'd you wind up here? What was the catalyst? Like Dom said, he followed the vapor trail from It Ain't Hard to Tell to, what did Dom say? The pencil to pencil to here. How'd you get here? You could be a FOJ, a friend of Jamar, in good standing. You could have followed me from some other venture. You might just go, yo, hey, who's that fly kid with the dapper bucket hat? That's right. That is very true. Jardy is the first Patreon supporter. That's where number 1 came from. But I think Notorious is the best nickname ever. You're very notorious, yes. I know where Ronaldo came from. I know the origin story of a lot of the caffeines. And Ronaldo, we recruited you back at our first live It Ain't Hard to Tell at Baltimore. And again, this is what I think is so fantastic about the show, is that there's not 1,000 people in here guitar heroing the chat. I know almost everybody in here that's talking because I put that effort in. Sacrifice. Told you. Chris says YouTube recommended when Larson was on, so then it was on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, that was a good episode with Eric. That was great, and I'm glad that you decided to hang around, Chris. Chris, have you watched some of the archive Pencil to Pencil episodes? We've got so many. It was really cool to hear. Thank you. El Jamal, we go way back. I walked into SPX back in the late 90s and I've been around ever since. Yes, you are. Indie Cred All Stars for life. Mladen says, used to read Draw Magazine. Yo, shout out. Then found Manly while I was looking for some back issues. Then landed here from his Instagram. That's so cool. Thanks, Mladen. Ronaldo says, I was folded into the Jamar Hawthorne burrito at that live podcast. Haven't looked back. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, man. The archive is rich. And also, the Facebook Pencil to Pencil page has more sessions from, it was probably like 6 Giardinos, maybe 6 months or so that we just did all of the lives on Facebook. And then I figured out how to do this stuff on YouTube. And that's when we came over here. So I think the Walton Weezy episode was there. That's like deep pandemic stuff. And almost every one of those sessions is like 3 hours long because we ain't going nowhere. And we're recording Wednesdays and Saturdays every week. D says, I was scrolling Facebook in the bathroom and the video came up. Finished my business, cleaned up. Thank you, T. TMI award of the night goes to D Fish. But also it's D, I've been a fan of yours for a long time, so that's not surprising. But I'm glad you figured out that there's something going on over here. Duke says, Nakota won something from Mike. Watch It Ain't Hard to Tell. Became a patron of yours and then convinced me to join. I love it. I love the testimonials. This is where you stand up in group holding your paper cup of coffee. Hi, my name's Jamar. Hey, Jamar. I am a caffeine. I got nothing but love for Walt Simonson. Walt's a fantastic person. And he shouted me out at the Ringo Awards last year when I did the keynote. Like he got up like later in the show after me. He was like, "Yeah, what Jamar said. I need to get a bucket hat or whatever he said." Well, you know what? That's true. But when I'm trying to get on the stage, I mean, I'm just saying. So, is that? Are you on Brandy Fish? All right. And you know what? And I wouldn't do that if we weren't on good terms. And again, remember what I said. It's about being in the space. I'm very respectful of all of the entities that I know in the comic book space, the cartooning space, the comic strip space, the graphic novel space. But you know what? I'm swimming in this tank too. So, respect goes both ways, right? And I think it's great that we can all just kind of, like pat each other's on the back and just give love because we're all pros here. So it's great. I didn't come in and embarrass myself. Walt deserves all the love and he deserves more of it. E says, I used to design this magazine called Draw. Perhaps you've heard of it. Then I ran the Tomorrow's booth at Wizard World Philly back in 2002, 2003. Then you gave me an I Met Jamar sticker, and the rest is history. E, was I doing articles for the magazine yet, or was that before that? I am the world walker. I walk among many worlds. That's very true. Thank you, Ronaldo, for for pointing that out. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're going pretty long. Pause. Yeah, I love it, guys. You guys mean so much to me. I couldn't wait to get back to Coffee Break to talk about all the cool stuff that's been happening. Like I said, all the stuff for the National Cartoonist Society. Very excited about that. If you're interested in looking into the society, just go to nationalcartoonist.com. I believe that's what it's called. Check it out. Um, Read up on the legacy, the lineage. You can also see, I believe, on the YouTube channel, I'm doing exclusive interviews called Studio Visits with JN. Another thing, what? Where I just interviewed superstar animator Bill Plimpton a couple of weeks ago. You go check that out. It's a nice, short and succinct interview. Right. And E says, JRD says, Draw and all the Tomorrow stuff is wonderful. Thank you, Eric, for all of your work there. Thank you. And guys, I don't know if there's any still around, but E is the editor and the main interviewer on the Modern Masters series of Tomorrow's. A wonderful collection. Wonderful. One of my favorite historical tomes about the comic book industry. I think I'm still missing a couple, but man, that's good stuff. Probably one of my favorite favorites is the one he did on Michael Ringo. They're all great. All right, I'm getting the look. Time to walk this dog. Represent Woo. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Let's go home. I think Sue's checked out for the night. You have all of them? We need to talk. But you guys know what to do. We talked about sacrifice tonight. If I can be an example for anybody, it's that anybody can do this, but not everybody can do this. So figure out what your deal is and chase after that. And one of my favorite quotes is, a goal is a dream with a deadline. Nothing's impossible. That's right. Tell him, Duke. Good night, John Boy. Let's go home, you guys. Love you the most. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN. Oh, I messed up the brand. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. You know what this is at this point. We chopped it up even overtime. We put in an extra 15. Pause. because I miss you, dear Patronuses. You know what this is? There's a lot of personalities out here in the cartooning space, but when it's time to come home, you know where to go. Coffee Break with JN, the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with. Oh, I didn't do it. I got to do more nicknames. I go by many names. Oh man, I go by many names. Some call me PM John, Johnny Clark, Johnny. All right, man, relax. Johnny Carson. That's wild stuff. John Voight. There it is, Ronaldo. Thank you, Philly Seymour Hoffman. And your internet best friend. Because guess what? If we're best friends, if we're friends in real life, I'm probably your best friend. You know that to be true. John Wick, Jean-Luc Picard, you get it. All right, guys. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me and my caffeines. You know who you are, guys. And we drank coffee and ran mouths. And now that I'm out of coffee, have a good night. Nothing's impossible.